Hi there, this is Sarkar, and today is the third video where I am going to teach you how to set up your own developer environment. Okay, so let's get started. So in order to work with Python locally, that means on our computer, we need two things, exactly two things. Okay, one is a tool to write scripts and another to write Python line by line. Okay, so one is called IDE and another is called live interpreter. Okay, now what is the difference? Let's understand what is the difference between a live interpreter and an IDE or a text editor. So first, what is a live interpreter? So as I told you in the earlier video that Python is a high level language and computer directly do not understand Python. So Python language has to be converted into machine language. And who does this work? Answer. Who does this work? This work is done by interpreter. Python's personal interpreter. Okay. So this interpreter reads line by line and executes it, because as I told you the difference between a compiler and an interpreter. Let's revisit it. A compiler reads all the lines and then executes it, but an interpreter reads each line, executes it, then each line, executes it, then next line, executes it. So this is the difference. So now if an interpreter can execute line by line, so we can directly interact with it. Like if I say, hey, print hello world, it will directly print hello world. Then I say, hey, print my name, then it prints my name. Then I say do this thing, then it does it. I mean, I give it instruction one by one, and after every instruction it executes it. This is a live interpreter. But there are times when we need to do a whole thing together. Okay, so suppose I want to tell the computer that first print hello world, then print my name on the same line. Okay, so in this case, if I tell the interpreter, hey, print the hello world, and it executes it, before I tell then do this, it executes it. It doesn't give me an opportunity to tell it that, hey, I have some work left, so do it. It then prints hello world on the first line, my name on the second line. That is the live interpreter. But if I want both the things, that is hello world, hello, my name, to be printed on the same line, we need to write a script. Because otherwise, I say to the interpreter, hey interpreter, print hello world, and before saying anything else, it executes and prints hello world before I say, hey, print my name, and I have to say that in next instruction, because an interpreter works line by line. I told it to execute hello world, it executes it. Then I told it to execute my name, it executes it. But at times we need to print or work with things together like a compiler. So how can we do it? This is where comes the concept of scripts, or we can say Python files. We store all the instructions in a file. Earlier class I told you that the compiler understands the whole thing. Okay, so that whole thing, it is what? It is a program. So let's understand what is actually a program. A program is a set of instruction. Listen to me very carefully. A program is a set of instructions. Do this, then do this, then do this, then this, and this makes a set. This whole thing makes a set, and this is called a program. And what is instruction? If I say a program is a set of instruction, so what is instruction? A instruction is a line of code. Every line of code is an instruction. So when I need to give one by one instruction, I use that live interpreter. And when I need to give a whole bunch of instructions, that is a whole set of instructions, then I write scripts. That is, I write the whole thing in a separate file and later on execute it. So this is the difference between a script and live interpreter. Okay. So now in order to write scripts, we need something through which we can write scripts, right? I mean, it's just another file, like a text file. So how do you write text files? You use Notepad. You sometimes write Word documents using like, what is that? Microsoft Word, okay, or maybe Google Docs, these things. Just like that, if you want to write code, you need certain tools called text editors or IDE. So now, if both the things work similarly, so what is the basic difference between a text editor and an IDE? Let's understand in detail. So, text editor is basically like a notepad. You must have seen Notepad, or some, if you're from Linux background, you must have seen Nano or some other text editor, right? So you can write a Python file using these. These are text editor. And another is IDE, Integrated Development Environment. So what is Integrated Development Environment? By these three words, it means there is a software which gives you all the tools you require, and I mean all the tools you require full-fledgedly, okay, like Adobe Photoshop or Microsoft Paint, okay, full-fledgedly it gives you all the things that you really need, and then you can start coding. This is an IDE. But in text editor, you can just write, okay, you can just write things, and you can just write those instructions in a file, and then you can execute it in somewhere else. But in IDE, you can write all the instructions in a file, then execute it in the same software. This is IDE, okay. But in text editor, in modern text editors, actually you can execute it in the same in the same software, but you cannot work with input output actually, unless until you are using Kate from Linux or some other advanced editors, you cannot work. So this is the basic difference between IDE and a text editor. Now there's another difference. IDE comes with a debugger actually, because IDE has the capability to find out the errors in your code, but a text editor cannot do that. A text editor won't tell you that, hey, this line of code has an error, or you have missed this certain thing in this line. It won't tell you. But an IDE will tell you that, hey, I think there's an error right there, or give you a warning. I think this should not happen like this. IDE will tell you this, but a text editor won't. Now, the question is what we are going to use. So, the disadvantage, and the only disadvantage of IDE, is that it is not meant for small things. For example, you want to write 10 lines of code and you just go with it. IDE is not perfect for it, because if you work on IDE, even for a small 4 line of script or 4 line of codes, it will make a whole folder. Then in that folder there are 10 other folders. Then it will become a very complex structure. But if you work with very complicated projects like web development or machine learning, or very complicated large enterprise or company stuffs, then you will need IDE, not a text editor, because a text editor is fine with small files, small compatible with these things. 4 lines of code, go use the text editor. 10 lines of code, go use text editor. Hundreds line of codes, go use the text editor. But when it comes into multiple files, multiple modules, multiple classes, maybe multiple, all the things are then combined together. If you use a text editor, it will become very hard for you to maintain all those things. You will get puzzled. Oh my god, where is this coming from? Oh my god, what is this? I haven't seen this. You will be very confused. So that's why when you are working on very large projects, it's good to use IDE. And when you are working smaller projects, work with text editors, because IDE is very heavyweight. Okay, very heavyweight. It takes a lot of RAM, and I told you, right, if you take the RAM of a computer, it will become slow. So if you have only 2 gigabytes of RAM or 4 gigabytes of RAM and you're running PyCharm, which is an IDE for Python, if you run that PyCharm, it will make your computer very slow. Very slow. I have suffered from it personally, and this is why I am telling you from my own experience. And while if you run Sublime Text, which is an editor, which is a text editor, okay, so it won't take much RAM because it is just like Notepad. Of course, it is more advanced than that, but it is just like Notepad. The only difference between Notepad and these modern, text editors is that syntax highlighting. This is a very important feature. It will differentiate that, okay, this is a different thing. This is a different thing. That is a different thing. But if you write in plain black text, you will be confused. If you directly look at the code, you won't be able to recognize or differentiate between what is what. Your mind will like wobble, and you will have to look very closely in order to understand the code. But in text editors as well as IDEs, because IDEs are much actually, text editors are a part of IDE, but IDE is a much bigger thing. It comes a lot of things. Okay, so it provides you syntax highlighting. Okay, you can understand, okay, this is something different, this is a different line of code. It gives you that thing. Okay, so what are we going to use IDE or a text editor? What are you going to use? I'll use VS Code. And is VS Code an IDE or is VS Code and text editor? This is a very debatable topic because some might say that VS Code is an IDE, some might say that VS Code is a text editor, but I'd rather say it's a combination of goods of both IDE and a text editor. VS Code is a very dynamic tool because it is a text editor as well as it is an IDE. You can work in any damn language in the world, be it Python, be it Java, be it JavaScript, whatever, doesn't matter. Any language, your VS Code is your full-fledged IDE and it won't make your system slow. It won't really make your system slow. Obviously, it is a bit heavier than normal text editors, lightweight text editors, but it won't take as much RAM as a full-fledged IDE. Although it comes with all the features that an IDE can provide. That is, it comes with a debugger, it comes with syntax highlighting, it comes with auto completion. And what is auto completion? Let's say you want to write let's say you want to write print. So you press the key P, you press P, and your screen automatically shows you, hey, do you want to enter print? And you press tab and it automatically writes print for you. You don't have to type print. You just type P, a thing comes on the screen, shows you, do you want to enter this? You press tab and it's done. You don't have to write it. So it makes your it makes your actually time more efficient. You will take less time to develop applications and scripts or codes. Okay, so that is the advantage here. But the sad fact is the live interpreter, which I just talked about, this live interpreter has nothing like this. But if you're from Linux background, then I'll give you a tool. But if you're from Windows, sadly there's nothing like that. Okay, so you'll have to deal with yourself. You will have to write it on your own. There's nothing that can help you out. So anyways, coming to my point, VS Code is a combination of good things of both the worlds, text editor plus IDE. Because I just told you that it is very hard to execute the Python script in the text editor. But in VS Code, you can execute the Python script in VS Code only, and you can also give inputs. And that console is also a full-fledged terminal. And what is a terminal? Okay, you must have seen that black screen with white letters out there. That is a terminal, and we will work a lot with it, really a lot. But you don't have to be an expert in these terminals. I'll teach you from scratch. I'll teach everything from scratch. This is my word. Okay. So let's get started how to install VS Code on your computer. So there are users who are using Windows 7 right now, and some others are maybe using some other versions. So the process is basically the same. What you have to do is, and this is same for the Linux user also. Okay, so let's get started. So first we are going to use Mozilla Firefox because this is the only good browser I am having right now, because I generally do not use Windows machine. I use Linux. Okay, so it has opened. Now let's begin. So first you go to google.com. Oops, I think I'm not yet connected with my internet. Sorry, it's connected to my internet. Okay, I'm connected right now. Connect. Okay, nice and fine. We are connected. Now let's visit google.com. And this Google is going to be your finest partner you will ever find. So let's search so you will have to search download Visual Studio Code, and you will have to click this first link. Okay, this first one, download Visual Studio Code. Now see, look at here, you can see this here, Windows 7, 8, 10. So if you are having a Windows 7 computer, not to worry, here you can find everything. You have a 10, here you find. You have a 8, also no problem. Okay, so here we go. Now you have to click based on your computer. Okay, and I prefer this one. No, I guess this one. Is it so? If I click this one, okay, so it will take some time and it will download. Okay, see, VS Code user setup x64 148 2.exe. Okay, don't actually think about the file name. You just save the file. Okay, just save the file. I already have it because I have downloaded right here. Let me see. Yeah, here you go. Okay, so you just save the file and it will take some time to download, and when it gets downloaded, click on it and it will start. Okay, press run. Windows is very slow really, and this is the only thing I hate about Windows. Actually, this is not the only thing. This is one of the things I hate about Windows. So as you can see, code is already installed on this system, and by code it means VS Code actually. That is Visual Studio Code. That is the full form of VS Code. VS Code is already installed on this system for all users. We recommend first uninstalling that version before installing this one. Are you sure you want to continue with this installation? No, but you will have to press yes because I already have VS Code. Okay, so you press yes. I will press no because I already have it downloaded and installed. So now this was the first thing. This is the tool that you will need to write a script or write a project. Now you will need, just I said, you will need the live interpreter. So here you go. You will just type Python, okay, nothing more than that. You will just type Python, and okay, this is the official website for Python. Okay, we'll just click here. Okay, here you go, and you will click this Python. Okay, this Python 3.8.5. This is the latest one. Okay, so click this one. It will open a window. Now go below. Okay, go below. Okay, this file section you see. Now you will search for your Windows machine and you will download this one. Okay, Windows x86 64 executable installer. What is executable installer, by the way? You must have seen those .exe file like this one. Just I have shown where this VS Code. Remember this exe? See this exe file. Okay, this exe file, just like that. So you will basically click this one. So I already have it. I am already having this Python 3.8.5. So I won't click save file. I'll click cancel. But you will have to click this save file. Okay, this one. Okay, click this one. Save it. Once you save it, it will show you in the download section. I already have it. Let me show you. This one, Python 3.8.5 AMD64.exe. Click on it. Okay. Now the installer will open. Hold on. The installer will open. So what the hell it is? Okay. Is this even working? I hate you, Windows. What is this? Weird things that I don't know what the problem is wrong. What is wrong with this Windows? Okay, anyways. Hey, get lost. Is something wrong in the system? Let's click this again. I guess I am already having this Python 3.8.5. This is why it's not working. Okay. So when you download it, you just click here, this installer file, this one, and it will guide you. Okay, you will just click next, and it will get installed. It's nothing complicated. Now this was one way. There's another way which is I'm going to show you. Okay, let me show you. So here you will find Microsoft Store. Okay, you see this icon, Microsoft Store. You can even search it here. Okay, Store. So just search Store in the search tab, or just click here. Okay, I have this, so I'm clicking it. It takes quite a bit of time to load. Let's just wait. Okay, I guess this is hanged. So in the search tab, just search Python. Okay, Python, and press enter. Let it search, and you see this Python 3.8. right here. Okay, now click here. So it's loading. Just hold on. It's another way, okay guys. That was another way and this is another way. Whichever you feel like you can do it. So I have already installed it. That's why it is showing install on my devices. You can go and click here to install it. Okay, it is another way. Now I am going to show you how to launch Python interpreter. Okay, just hold on. Okay, my system is actually hanging, so just hold on. Okay, I guess it's over. Now you have three ways to launch a live interpreter in Windows, and that's really awkward. So the first way to open a Python interpreter is to simply open command prompt in Windows. So you must have seen that black window in Windows 7 or maybe in Windows XP or Win 10. So it's very simple. Just go to the start menu and type command prompt. So you see this, click this command prompt. Now you can type py. This is one way. So you just opened the Python interpreter. As you can see, this interpreter is using 3.8.5 version. You must use this version, okay? Because if you use lower versions, there are features that you may not be able to use. So print hello world. Sorry. See, it's working. So we now just exit the interpreter. Now there's another way. Write Python. Will take some time. This one is quite slow. It will take some time. Okay, see, it opened. Again, it is using the same version, and there is one another way, Python 3. So there are three ways of launching a Python interpreter inside command line. Okay, and this is called command prompt, as you can see. So this was the first way of opening Python interpreter. Now if you do not like this, this screen, there is another thing called Windows PowerShell. Okay, so let's just open it. Windows PowerShell. Just see here, you see Windows PowerShell. Just type it. This is the Windows PowerShell. Now you can type the same commands. It works exactly same way. Py. Same thing happens. Python 3. Same thing happens. Python. Same thing happens. So this was the second way. And the third and the final way is to open Microsoft. It was Windows Terminal. Okay. Windows Terminal. See, this app is very, very new uh, to the market. It was launched by Microsoft 3 days ago, just 3 days ago. So you can install it from the store, and I'll show you how to install it if you like it. So we just open it. Here is a beautiful option which you may love. You have seen this Chrome or Firefox or any browser, you can open a tab like this. This is the new tab. Again, this is a new tab, so you can open as many tabs you want to, like a browser. Okay, and it works also like the previous ones. So enter Python 3 opens, exit Python 3. Oops. Python 3. Same interpreter opens. exit, finally Python. Now we exit it. So this was the final way. Now you can open multiple windows here. This is a very advantage thing. You know, sometimes you will need more than two windows. So you can just click another tab and you can open a PowerShell right now. So basically this is a PowerShell, nothing more than that, but a PowerShell which can actually open new tabs like a browser. Okay. So there's not much difference. Now I'll show you how to install this thing. This thing is really powerful. So I'll show you how to install it. Close all. See, it's just like a browser. Just like a browser asks you that if you want to close it or not. So now, okay, so first let me connect to the internet. Just hold on a moment. Let me connect to my internet. It has been disconnected. Okay, we are connected. Now let's just go to the Microsoft Store. Remember the Microsoft Store I show? This is the store. So let it open. Once it opens, go to the search tab and type Windows Terminal. Okay, I'll show you. Hold on. Why is Windows so slow? The only question I have in my mind right now. Phew. Let's wait. I personally feel Windows 7 was much better than Windows 10. Even Windows XP was better than Windows 10. Personal opinion though. Okay, until then, let me show you how to configure it. Okay, there are ways of configuring these things. So first, let's configure command line. Command prompt. Okay, open it. There is a way to configure everything. Here in the here it is written command prompt. Now here, click right. Okay, right click. Make a right click and go to properties. Okay, now you can change the text, font, and all of these. So this is the font size. Okay, you can change it according to your need. Okay, this is the layout. You can also change the height and width of this whole window, and these are the colors that you can use. Okay, these are the colors. You can just change the color. You can change the screen background. You can change the screen text. You can change the pop-up color. You can change the pop-up background. Anything. Okay, according to your need. So these are the things, and these are very different things that you can check it out for yourself. Okay, so this is how you configure the window. Now coming to PowerShell. Here again, hover over here. Now right click, go to properties. We can again do the same things. Okay, it comes with a default color of blue. We can change it according to our need. We can change the font size, we can change the layout, we can change the colors, we can change all these styles, all these. Okay, it is very easy to use. You can do it. Now finally coming to Windows Terminal. This is a very new feature. I'll have to check for myself on. Okay, so let's check if Windows Terminal has this feature. Windows Terminal. Yeah, okay. Does this have such features? Yeah. So here you go, color. You can change the color of it like this. Oh, oh my god. This changes the color of the tab. Now this is also a good thing because you can actually differentiate between two tabs. Okay, you can actually differentiate. See, this one is a black, this was in a red. So you cannot actually change the color of the text or color of the background, but you can actually differentiate between the colors of the tabs. Let's say you are using here Python 3 and you are using Python 2 here. Okay, like this. So this is how you can configure the terminal. Can I increase the size? Size be increased. Oops, I guess not. So let's check out the Microsoft Store. Is it open? Come on, man. Why so slow? Finally. Okay, so go to the search tab. Click here. Now write Windows Terminal. Enter. So you will find Windows Terminal here. Let it open. Let it search. Okay, so here you go. This one. Click here. So it takes some time. See, I have already installed it. So okay, I have already installed it. That's why it is showing launch here. Otherwise it would have shown install. Okay, so go here and click install, and it will get installed on your computer. It is a very useful app. So make sure you have it because sometimes you will need more than one tab. Close it. Now I'll show you how to configure VS Code. Just now we downloaded and installed VS Code. So let's just open Visual Studio Code. This is the IDE, or you can say this is a mixture of IDE or text editor which you can use to write Python scripts and programs. So let's just open it. And this one is a quite heavy one, so it will take some time. This is a quite heavy text editor because, as I told you, it is a combination of IDE and text editor, so it will be heavy. So Visual Studio Code has opened, VS Code has opened right now. You can see in the screen. Actually, you can use anything you like, but this is my preferred IDE, and this is good for beginners actually. And I personally prefer this one. This Visual Studio Code makes life easier. You can execute Python programs here. You can write Python programs here. You can open folders over here. Okay, and not only for Python, like for developers like me, I work in Python, JavaScript, maybe Java and C++. So I always need one IDE that can work in all of these languages. So VS Code is the best. So here we go. This is the opening window of VS Code. Okay. Before starting anything, as you will be doing Python VS Code has extensions. Okay. So you will have to install the extensions, Python extension. Okay. So here go to, this one is the extensions. Okay. I click here. I hope this is the extension. Yeah. So click this one. Okay. Click this one. This is the extension. Now here you will ignore this one. Okay. Now just type in Python. 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 Enter. Press enter. Now it will take some time. For me, the Python is already installed. Okay. This one, you have to install this one. See, I have already installed it. This is the Python extension by Microsoft. You have to install this one in order to work with Python in VS Code. So once you install it, you'll be good to go. First install it, then close it, and then open it again. Otherwise the changes won't take place. Install it, then close it, then again open this VS Code. So I have installed this. Now let's check it out how Python looks like in a program. Let me show you a basic difference. Don't worry about the syntax of the code. Syntax. Do not worry about the syntax. I'll teach you in great detail. Just look at it. So in order to open a file, go to File, New File. So here we go. Now let's type in 3 commands. Print hello world. Okay, before doing this, make sure before writing any of the code, this is a very good practice. So before writing any code, save this. Okay, save the file. Now while you save this, okay, so here you go. Here in the type one, save as type, go here and search for Python. See, here you go, Python. Okay, now you type in here first program. Save it. Okay, click the save button. Now this will now this VS Code will recognize this file as a Python file. Now if you type print, see, it becomes blue. This is what called syntax highlighting. Hello world. My name is Sarkar. I am the founder of Py-Volution. So here we go, we are good to go. Set of code, okay, set of instruction. And what does a set of instructions make? You are right, it's a program. A program is a set of instructions, and these 3 lines, each of them is an instruction, and all of them makes a set of instruction, and thus this first program.py is a program. And be very careful, every Python file has this .py extension, okay, this .py. Every file has a .py after the file name if it is a Python file, and that's how the computer understands that okay, it is a Python program. Now I have to call the Python interpreter in order to run it. So the code is complete, and now we'll just click this button right here, run code. Okay, so here we go, we click this, and as you can see it is running, and the output will be printed here. Okay, so let's wait. Okay, so the output is already here. See, done, exited with code 0. And about code 0, anything that exits with a code 0 means it has been exited successfully. It's that means there are no errors in the code. Okay, so that is why code equals 0. If there was an error, then it would have been 1, 2, or maybe some other, but since there are no errors, it is 0. And exited with code 0 in 7.037 seconds. This is the time it took to execute these 3 lines. Okay, these 3 lines. So here is the result. Print hello world. Here is the hello world. Print my name is Subhodeep Sarkar. Here is the result. I am the founder of Py-Volution. Here is the result. So 3 lines executed together sequentially, one after one. Hello world, then comes my name is Subhodeep Sarkar, then comes I am the founder of Py-Volution. Okay, So that's how you run a program in VS Code. Now there is one another way. You simply go to terminal, and now in the code you just right click, and this window comes, and you click this one, run Python file in terminal. We are going to do this manually later on in the class, but for now I just want to show you how it looks if you run a Python file within your terminal. And by terminal I mean the command prompt or the PowerShell or Windows terminal, like that. Okay, so if I click here, run Python file in terminal, the Python file will be executed in the terminal. See, it is executed. Okay, here you go, same result. Hello world, my name is Subhodeep Sarkar, I am the founder of Py-Volution, and this is the more realistic version we are going to use. Okay, now I am going to show you the difference between a program and a and a live interpreter. Right now I told you that a live interpreter won't execute all three lines together. It will execute only each line once. Okay, so now if I open a live interpreter with the help of, let's say, command line, I guess it would be a better thing. Let's say I open command line because it is the easiest way, and I absolutely love the classic command line more than that PowerShell or Windows terminal. Although you have an advantage in the Windows terminal, still, because it is faster, as you can see. Now we launch the live interpreter by typing py. You can also use Python 3 or Python if you wish to, but I prefer py. Now if I write the same thing over here, okay, let's write the same thing over here. So I just select all of this, copy, and paste. Okay, hello world. Now let's open up VS Code again. I copy the second line, Control C, and paste it here, right here, Control V. Second line executed, and I again open the VS Code and I copy the last line, Control C, and I paste it here, Control V. Okay, enter. So as you can see, the results are like this. You said print hello world, it executed the line. You said print my name is Subhodeep Sarkar, it executed the line. You said I am the founder of Py-Volution, it executed the line. So you can see you cannot run all three together. Okay, even if you think that you would simply copy all three lines and would paste. So if I say copy all three lines and paste, see, still the same result. Still you said still you get the same result. Print hello world. Hello world is displayed. Print my name is Subhodeep Sarkar. My name is Subhodeep Sarkar is displayed, and I am the founder of Py-Volution is displayed. Line by line it is executed, but here in VS Code, all three lines are executed together. Here, as you can see, hello world, my name is Subhodeep Sarkar, I am the founder of Py-Volution. So this is the basic difference between text editor and live interpreter. That's all for today. See you in the next video. I hope all these topics are clear. And okay, if you face any doubts, please do tell me. Okay, bye. Let's close the session.